recall the visuals of President Cyril Ramaphosa sitting next to Donald Trump while he switches on a video and shows a whole lot of murder and mayhem in the Republic of South Africa, calls it white genocide, and the government strongly says there is no white genocide, no killing of farmers, but what we do have is a rampant crime problem. And this rampant crime is the problem, not white people that are being targeted specifically. And the justification to Donald Trump that we don't have a genocide is to say, we don't have a genocide, but we've got out of control murder, out of control crime. Now, it's just like, it's not a justification, it's a ridiculous notion. That's like saying that I didn't shoot that person, I stabbed them. Who cares? Who cares? Do you really think that the rest of the world is happy to know, oh, thank God, they're not just targeting farmers, in fact, they're targeting everybody? You would have thought, having come back from that White House visit, that the president would have immediately swooped into action to do something about crime in South Africa. Because far from being a wonderful success, the trip to the US just highlighted the problem that we have with crime. And, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to go and invest my money in a country where crime is out of control. I'm not going to go there to a country, put money in where there's a chance that workers get murdered. Right now, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, but yet we've got person after person saying, as long as we don't have a white genocide, it's okay. Why is that okay? Can somebody please tell that to that young lady, Olerato Magale, who got murdered going out on a date? Right? That's okay. It's not genocide. It's not a problem. A young lady, a master's student, got murdered, and nobody will take responsibility for this or do anything about it. This happens just as the previous head of the Hawks, Godfrey Lebeya, retires. And suddenly he's on every media channel telling everybody how wonderfully successful his time was, and trotting out figures of how many people got arrested and so on. He doesn't say anything about the fact that 5 volumes of the state capture report has never been acted upon. We got Shamila Batoy, also retiring soon. She's also sitting there doing nothing. So it really begs a question. Why is our government so scared to do anything about crime? The answer is obvious. If we did have an efficient criminal justice system, half of the senior ANC leaders would end up in jail. So it suits them to slow play corruption in the justice system. It suits them to keep everything paper-based. But in the meantime, it is an economy killer. It's an economy killer. Because what happens is, if you're a person with international skills, you would rather go and practice those international skills where there's a chance you're not going to get murdered when you go out on a date. At the very least, our politicians, starting off with our president, should condemn crime. They should condemn people like Julius Malema that sings songs that glorifies killing. This is at the very least. We've got a police minister. We used to have a police minister, Bheki Cele, lots of bravado, hat on, always at the crime scene and achieving nothing. We now have Senzo Mchunu, who couldn't be further from Bheki Cele. This guy says nothing and does nothing. In the meantime, we've got a rampant crime problem that everybody in Parliament makes out like it isn't a problem. You don't want to wish bad things on people, but you wonder when crime is going to affect our parliament, our politicians. And perhaps if that had to happen, they would do something about crime. But this economy and this country is not going to work until we deal with crime. Thank you. See you again on The Political Insider.